think we are live. I see the red. All right. Good morning, guys. 2 quick announcements before we start. 1, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are still short of our 1,000 subscribers. 2 is, if you haven't already done so, please join our 21 Day Stronger You Challenge. It is a free challenge where we'll provide you guys with tips, lessons, and workouts of the day. All right, guys. So without further ado, all you're gonna need is a mat for this workout. It's gonna basically be just mobility. Each and every workout is gonna be done for a minute, and there may be some that's gonna be done for 30 seconds, but I'll let you guys know. I'm gonna talk you guys through some, and then most of them I'll be doing with you. There's just some that it'll be easier if I coach you through it instead of watch you do it. So I'm gonna give it another second. I have it live on my laptop as well, so if you guys have any comments or questions or concerns, please feel free to ask. Hopefully I'll follow up with everything. All right, so we're gonna start off with a couple breathing exercises and then we'll work ourselves from there. So your first one is what we call ribcage breathing. So go ahead and start off on your back, just like so. You're gonna take your hands, place them on your ribcage. What we're gonna do from here is I want you to take a deep breath in, allowing your ribcage to expand, and when you exhale, compress your ribcage down. So gently applying pressure when you exhale. So again, you're going to take a deep breath in, allowing your ribcage to expand. You're going to exhale and compress that ribcage down using your own hands. We're going to go for about a minute and just breathe nice and slow. We'll go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Go for it, guys. Again, just go ahead and lie down on your back. Take a couple deep breaths. When you inhale, feel your ribcage expand. When you exhale, compress that ribcage down. I just want to check on the comments. You're sore from Joe's workout yesterday. All right, this is going to be good. Again, deep inhale, guys. When you exhale, use your hands to compress your ribcage down. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like to do so. We're halfway at this point. Again, deep inhale. Exhale, compress that ribcage down. Let's go 2 more deep breaths. When you get to that last deep breath, guys, we call it blowing out the candle. So once you think you've let out all of the breath that you can, give it that last one candle blowing exhale. So finish up with the last one. Deep inhale. As you exhale, compress your ribcage down and blow out that last little candle. From here, go ahead and rotate onto your side. So I'm going to create a 90 degree with my hips. My top hand is going to be placed on my ribs. We're going to do the same exact thing. So deep inhale. Allow your ribcage to expand. Exhale. Compress, 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 compress. Blow out that last little candle. Good. Deep inhale. Compress that ribcage down and blow out that last little candle. Good. Again, deep inhale. Blow out that last little candle. One last deep breath here, and we'll switch our side. Exhale, 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 compress. Blow out that last little candle. Good. Go ahead and switch your side. I'm going to go ahead and talk you through this one, but again, hips and knees at that 90 degree angle. I like to rest my head on my hands. Let's start off with our deep inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Compress that ribcage down. Again, let's go for about 3 to 4 more breaths. Deep inhale. You want to feel that ribcage expand. As you exhale, gently compress down and allow it to decompress. Get out that last little breath, so blowing out that last little candle at the end. You guys have 15 more seconds, so that should give you time for about 2 more deep breaths. So big inhale, hold that for about 2 seconds. Exhale, compress, 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 compress. Blow out that last little candle. Let's go for one final one. So deep breath in, hold it, exhale, compress, compress, compress. Blow out that last little candle. Good, guys. Go ahead and rotate onto your side again. We're gonna go with our open book. So hips and knees at a 90 degree. I'm gonna go palm to palm. I like to rest my head on the mat. What I'm gonna do here is take a deep breath in. Exhale, open my hand up. Now, wherever my hand lands, I'm gonna go ahead and take about 2 more deep breaths. So, go 1 more deep breath. Hold that stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and come back. Again, you're gonna take a deep breath in. Exhale, open up. I like to go for about 2 more breaths when I hit my end range because sometimes I'm not touching the ground. So for me, when I take those 2 deep inhales and 2 deep exhales, it allows me to kind of push my arm down a little more and feel that stretch right up here in my chest. So let's go 2 more. Deep inhale, exhale, open that up. If you'd like, hold that end range for a little bit and feel that pull. What I want you to be mindful about are your knees. So I want you to be squeezing your thighs together and not letting that top leg drift off or drift up. Last one here. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead and switch your side. Just same exact thing. I'll rotate this way. Again, palm to palm, hips and knees at that 90-degree angle. You're going to inhale, exhale, open up. Wherever your hand lands, go ahead and take 2 deep breaths. Go 1 more deep breath. Good. Come back to your center. Keep going. Deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that hand down. You're going to be feeling the stretches up in your chest and your shoulders. Keep going for 10 more seconds. Deep inhale, exhale, open that up. And give me 1 final one. Again, take your time with this, don't rush. Take that deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that hand all the way to the ground. Go ahead and hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice, guys. Go ahead and transition onto your back. So what we're going to do here is hands are going to go off to the side. Not underneath my butt, but off to the side. Lift both legs up in the air. I'm going to bring my right leg into my chest or closer to me as I drop my left leg down. You may not see it, but I promise you I'm going to do it. So I'm going to pull one into my chest as I let the other drop. Pull one into my chest as I let the other drop. Be mindful about your low back. So only go as low as your back allows you to. If you feel that it's popping off, cut your movement a little shorter. So again, pull one in as you drop the other. If your hamstrings are tight like mine, what I like to do is physically pull one in as I drop the other down. Pull one in as I drop the other down. Make sure your ankles are nice and tight as you do the movement and move with your breath, guys. My legs are already shaking. 15 more seconds and we'll switch our side. Again, just be mindful about that low back. Wow, I don't know if you guys can see the shake, but my God. One final one from here. Good, go ahead and switch. Again, you're more than welcome to grab. For me, it's personally a little easier. So let's bring the left one into your chest as we drop the right one down. Go for it, guys. Squeezing at the very end. So what I want you to do at that very end is tighten up your quads and tighten up your glutes. Make sure there's a full tension there. Making my ankles nice and tight, or keeping my ankles nice and tight as I do this movement. Ay, 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 my hamstrings. Good, guys, keep it up. Halfway. Keep those ankles nice and flexed. If you want to take a rest, please feel free to do so. Again, I like to pull on that opposite leg. It's a little easier for me. Make sure your quads and glutes are nice and tight at that end range. Let's go 2 last ones. Final one here. Oh my God. Oh Lord, very nice, guys. Go ahead and come up. We're gonna go into our 90-90 sit, so a little more hips. With this one, you're gonna initiate the movement by creating a 90 degree on your front knee, 90 degrees in the center, and 90 degree on your back knee. So make sure your knee is parallel to your hip with the back foot, and your ankles are nice and tight. The common mistake I tend to see is people want to connect their heel to their knee. You want to make sure that there's a 90 degree in between as well. So let's go right knee forward, left knee back. Go ahead and grab your left hand and place it on your knee, on your ankle, sorry. Other hand comes out. You want to create a fist. What you're going to do here is you're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, and arch down. So what I'm doing here is I'm pulling my belly button to my spine. So I don't want to round down. I want to keep my chest nice and high as I slowly drive down, drive up. So big inhale here, guys. Exhale, drive down. Drive, 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 drive. Drive back up. You're going to go to your own end range. If you can get to the ground, please do so. You're also welcome to go 2 hands. I don't get very far with this one. That's okay. Again, just grab on. Deep inhale. Exhale, drive down. You're going to be feeling this in the back of that front leg. So right here, it's going to be in your piriformis. So deep glute muscle. And drive up. You're also welcome to plant both hands up front. This will be a little easier to navigate. Let's go 3 more. 2 final ones. And last one, guys. Now, keep yourself where you are. So right knee forward, left knee back. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep my left knee on the ground, and all I'm going to do is lift my foot off the ground. This may feel a little funky or uncomfortable. Your body will get accustomed to it over time. So I like to plant one hand in the center, one hand outside, keeping my chest up as I rotate. Try to get about a couple inches off the ground. Hold for about 3, 2, 1. Drop that down. So what happens is because we may not be accustomed to this movement, we'll want to compensate. I catch myself doing that all the time. What I'll have to do is I'll have to lean forward to get that foot off. If you do that, just make sure you're keeping a neutral spine and not rounding. So I don't have a problem with you leaning forward, just keep a neutral spine. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Let's go one more, guys. Up, hold, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep the same stance. Now, hand position is going to be the same. One is in the center, one is off to the side. Chest is up, and my belly button is tucked in. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift my front foot off. So I'm going to lift my right foot off the ground, just like so. Drop it back down. Again, I'm going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop it back down. The compensation here comes with the round. Again, keep that chest neutral. Hold it up. Even if you only get off an inch. I'm only getting off about a centimeter, and that's okay. So we're working on internal, external rotation of the hip, which may be not something that we're used to, but we're just trying to get some mobility in that region as well. Let's go 2 more. Final one. Now, swing that left foot forward. So all I'm doing so far is swinging that left foot forward. Right knee, I'm going to hug it into my chest. I'm going to demonstrate this so you guys can see my spine. Ideally, the way I want it is I want you to keep a neutral spine. So I'm going to hug my right knee into my chest, and I'm going to extend out my left leg. Make sure your ankles are nice and tight. What I'm going to do is take a deep breath in, exhale, drive that foot, hold for 3, 2, 1, drop that back down. Again, lift that foot up, hold for 3, 2, 1. So what you want to do at that top range is you want to make sure your quads are on fire. Maximal contraction. Make sure that glute is nice and tight. What happens, again, the compensation here comes with the rounding. That's why I want to show it this way so I can hold myself accountable so I don't round. It's very easy for us to come into this position where our shoulders are rounding, where our low back is rounding as well. Just keep it nice and tight. Up. Let's go 2 more. Final one here, guys. Good. Now go ahead and switch. We're going to do all 3, well, all 4 on our left side now. So let's go left foot forward, right knee back. Again, I'm going 90 degrees on my front knee, 90 degrees in the center, 90 degrees on my back knee. What I want you to make sure is your ankles are nice and tight, and there's that space in between, so your heel and your knee aren't connecting. We're going to do it a couple different ways. So right hand goes on my right ankle, my left ankle, left hand comes out. This is not my best side, so I'm going to give you different variations of doing it. So deep inhale, exhale, and you're going to fold down, drive back up. So you really want to use that hand and drive up on that ankle just to help you come up. Again, deep inhale, exhale, drive down, come back up. So 2 variations. One is going to be with your hands out. This is what we call creating tension. So I'm creating a fist and I'm crushing whatever's in my hand. Deep inhale, exhale, driving down. I'm making sure I'm pulling my belly button into the spine. Another option is planting one hand, both hands out front, and just making it a little more comfortable on yourself, which is right here. 10 more seconds, guys. Make sure you're rounding, make sure you're drawing your belly button into your spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Same position, so left leg forward, right leg back, making sure that we're still in our 90-90. Plant that knee on the ground and you're gonna lift the foot. Oh wow, I have more range in this one. If you see that you have more range on one side than the other, it just shows, again, it's just gonna show where you have more range. So it's gonna highlight what we need to improve on. For instance, I have more mobility on this side, which is not the best. Being asymmetrical is not totally ideal, but obviously if we take it nice and slow and if we do if we continue doing this exercise, it will definitely help with the tightness. Again, I am leaning forward, but make sure you're keeping a neutral spine as you do so. You're going to be feeling it right here. So we're working on internal rotation of our hip when doing this movement. Let's go for 10 more seconds. Make sure you're just slowly breathing through it all. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, come back to your center. Same position, just reset. If you're losing the 90, just reset, making sure your ankles are nice and flexed. Both hands, one hand comes into the center, one hand is out. We're going to focus on lifting that left leg off the ground. When you do so, don't round or don't arch. So ready? Let's go for it, guys. Wow, there's no range. If you can, try to hold it. Get up there, hold it for 3, drive back down. Make sure your core is nice and tight. So try to make this a core routine as well, instead of just lifting your leg off the ground. So make sure you're engaging your core before you lift. Tighten up your core, tighten up your glutes. So the way I want you to activate your glutes is, it's easier if I'm there. But if I came and put my foot in the back of your foot, I'd want you to push me back. So what I want you to do is I want you to physically try to push your right foot back without it moving. So creating tension so that right glute stays nice and tight. So we want to make it a whole body exercise. So I want your core, I want your left leg completely active from that hip down. And I want your right glute nice and tight. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Ay, ay, ay. Now, swing that back foot forward. Again, let me go off to the side. Hug your left knee into your chest. Your right leg is nice and extended with your ankle nice and tight. So chest up, deep inhale, guys. Exhale, drive it up. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Place it down. Again, lift. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Again, lift it. 3, 2, 1. Drop that down. Lift. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. 2 more, guys. Make sure you're really trying to squeeze your quads and glutes at that very top, and make sure you're keeping a neutral spine. Last one. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Drop that down. All right, guys. We're going to go into a low plank. So I'm going to talk you guys through it. I'll start it, but then I want to make it a little tougher on you guys. So with our low plank, we're going to keep our elbow beneath our shoulder, and I like to go slightly wider on my stance. So let's go ahead and start off here. What I want you to do is I want your palms to face up. So this is your starting position. From there, I want you to pull your elbow towards your toe. Without lifting anything off the ground, I want you to physically try to drag the floor in front of you towards your toe. That's going to get you into this muscle, which is called your lats. So hold that tension there. From there, go ahead and tighten up your quads and your glutes. So butt tight, quads tight. When you have your quads, your glutes, and your lats, that will burn your damn core. So instead of just balancing, we want to make sure we have full activation. Instead of just balancing, we want to make sure we have 4 muscle groups instead of 1 involved. So the 4 are going to be your lats, your core, your quads, and your glutes. Hold it, guys. You're already halfway. If you feel that you're losing it, just reset. Again, pulling the elbow towards your toe. That's going to get you in your lats. Make sure your quads and glutes are nice and tight, so bring them in there. From there, your core will naturally activate itself. So tighten up, tighten up. I like to go into a slight little crunch to just burn out even more. 15 seconds here, guys. Almost there. Hold it. Again, don't lose that tension. You're in the last 10 seconds. Don't drop. Do not drop. It's your last 7, 6, 5. Hold it, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Go ahead and transition into hands and knees. So a couple things we want to think about when coming into this position. One is I want my wrists beneath my shoulders and my knees beneath my hips. From there, I want to create a 2-finger tunnel between my palm and the ground. So I never want to be in a flat position. I always want to be grabbing the ground like I grab a ball. This is the position I have on the ground right now. We're going to work on our cat to camel. So I think it's called a cat to camel. So what we're going to do here is cat cow. You're going to exhale, round up. Inhale, arch down, bring your chin up to your chest. Bring the chin up to the ceiling. So exhale, round, bringing your chin to your chest. Inhale, round up, bringing your chin to the ceiling. So you want to work nice and slow with this movement, where we want to focus on getting as much range and as much mobility and movement in that spine as possible. What you want to be mindful of is you want to keep your hands straight. What tends to happen is some people may want to round or bend that elbow. It's purely all in your back. So what tends to happen, the reason why we tend to bend is because we're losing the connection with our lats. The way the lats come in is, you know how we started to hold with, like we're holding a ball? What you want to do is twist. Just like you're opening up a jar, you want to twist. That should get you in your lats. So you want to keep that tension in your lats as you go through your movement. This will help you keep your elbows extended and not bent through the whole thing. So give me 2 more. Again, moving with the breath at all times. Go ahead and relax. From here, we're going to go into something called shoulder cars. So let me move myself. Same starting position. So knees beneath my hips, wrists beneath my shoulders, always grabbing onto the ground. We're going to work our right side only. So follow me along with this. What I want you to do is lift your right hand up as high as you can go. From there, turn your thumb down or turn your palm out and go around in that circle. So my shoulder range isn't the best. That's why, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm shifting my hip to get there. What you want to do is get into your lat, so twist, lift your hand as high as it can go, rotate your hand, squeeze your shoulder. So that is going to be the key with this movement. You don't want to lose the tension or the contraction in your shoulders. So let's try that again. Contract your shoulders, right hand comes up, turn the palm out, go completely around in that circle. Again, don't lose that tension in the shoulders. Reset it if you feel like you're losing it. Let's go 2 more times. All the way up as high as you can, turn that palm out, and go around in a circle. A modification for this is going onto the wall or a couple inches off the wall and doing the same exact motion. So up as high as you can, turning the palm out and going around in that circle. Go ahead and switch. So wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, left hand. You're going to go up as high as you can, contract your shoulder blade, turn the palm out, and you're going to go around in that circle. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way because that puts a lot on my shoulders. For anyone who has any shoulder pain, any impingement, please feel free to do it on the wall or just do it the way I'm doing it now. I'm going up as high as I can, turning my palm out and going around in that circle. 3 more times, guys. Again, you want to take about 5 to 7 seconds. You don't want to be going too quick where you lose out on the mobility aspect. So take about 5 to 7 seconds per circle, up as high as you can, out and around. Oh, I wish you guys can hear the clicks and pops. Last one here. Go ahead and rest. So last one that we're going to do on the ground, and we'll be up on our feet from here. So this is going to be called our hip carve. Starting off the same way. Wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, grabbing onto the ground and twisting. So let's make sure we're getting into our lats with this movement. We're going to work right knee or right hip. What I want you to do is go ahead and follow along. I'm going to vocalize it as I go through it with you. So bring your right knee into your chest. Make sure you're activating your core. So I want you to crunch. From there, take your right knee out. Turn it up. And then bring it all the way into your chest. So 4 points. 1 is knee to chest. 2 is knee out. 3 is internally rotating it. 4 is back. I don't want it to rest. Knee into your chest, crunch. Knee comes out. Foot comes up, back into your chest. I want your opposite glute on fire, and I want your lats on fire, and your core. So a lot of things to focus on. So let's make sure we're getting the lats. So turn the bottle, or open the jar, whatever we call it. Let's get into your lats. Crunch when you bring that knee into your chest. Keep that tension when you take that knee out. Internally rotate it and bring it down. So when you're up here, I want your foot flat. So I want to be able to rest a book on your foot. So I want it to be in that tabletop position. Let's go one last one here. Knee into your chest, crunch. Knee comes out. Internally rotate it, planting that book, driving that back in. I'm working up a sweat. Let's switch. So what we want to think about are our lats, our glutes, and keeping that foot nice and straight up top so you're getting maximal tension and contraction in your glute. So left knee. Let's go. Knee into the chest, contract the core. Knee comes out, rotate that foot up. You want to be in that tabletop position and drive that back in. Again, knee comes out, internally rotate it, pointing up, back into your chest. Oh my Lord. Again, knee into your chest, take it out, internally rotate it, back down. So keep that tension in the glutes, guys. Keep that tension in your lats. If you feel that you're experiencing any wrist pain, this may not be the most comfortable, but you're welcome to go on your knuckles, on your knuckles or on your fist. You're also welcome to hold something. So if you have dumbbells, this would be perfect because you're keeping a neutral wrist instead of flexing it like we are in this position. So let's go 2 more. Again, knee into my chest, out, internally rotate that, back down. The last one here, guys. This is the last one, and we're gonna be up on your feet. So keep that tension in your glutes, drive that back in, and relax. Let's take about 2 deep breaths before we get up on our feet. So hands on your rib cage. Let's go first deep inhale. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, guys, 4-second inhale. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice, guys. So now we're going to come up onto our feet. This is going to be our active mobility. It's stuff that we usually do on a day-to-day basis, but we're just going to take it a little slower and just listen to our body. What feels off, what feels right, what doesn't feel right. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cross my arms. First, I'm going to go ahead and fix this so you guys can see me. Oh shit, what did I just do? Definitely did something. Sorry about that, guys. Huh. Oh, no. Oh, are we back in? Yeah, we are. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So first one, we're going to go into prisoner squats. Hands go right behind your ears. Initiate by squeezing your shoulder blades. So that's step 1. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hips back, down into my squat. Hold for 2. Drive back up. Again, hands right behind your ears. Pinch your shoulder blades. Go down all the way. Come up and drive. So there's going to be a cue that I'm going to use. It's going to be called splitting the ground apart. What that means is I want you to physically try to pull the ground apart. So if I came and applied pressure on the outside of your foot, I want you to push me out. So what I'm doing here is I'm physically pushing the ground out. That's going to get you in your glutes. So let's make it a little more efficient. Pull the ground apart, hold, drive back up. Inhale down, pull the ground apart, or push the ground apart, drive up. Let's go a couple more times. Pull the ground apart as you go down. Hold that bottom point. 3, 2, 1. Drive back up. 2 more times. All the way, pulling the ground apart. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Drive up. Don't lose the tension in the back. So this is our last one. Keep the tension. Down, down, down. Hold it. Hold. Keep the tension in the shoulders. Drive up. Good, guys. Now we're going to go into our hip hinges. So our feet are going to be hip distance apart. I'm going to come to my side. What I'm going to do here is I like to place my hands on my hips. And what I'm going to do is push my hips back. So what I'm doing here is I like to think about it as closing the car door with my butt. So it's a very minimal bend in my knee. It's a soft bend. So the difference between your squat and your hip hinge, squat, your butt goes down. Whereas hip hinge, your butt goes back. So you're going to go all the way back. Drive back up. You should be feeling it in your hamstrings. Again, inhale, exhale. Inhale back. Exhale, drive up. I like to get my arms involved, make it a whole body exercise. So the same pulling the ground apart can also be utilized in this one. So we activate our glutes just a little more. Again, inhaling down. Exhale, drive up. 2 more, so 10 seconds. Last one here, guys. Good, go ahead and rest. We got 2 final movements. One is going to be a Cossack squat, which is your basic lateral lunge. So start the movement off with your feet wider than your shoulders. What you're going to do here is I'm going to go hips back, and to the side, and I want to lift my bottom foot off the ground, or my bottom toe. Again, hips back into the side, and I'm lifting my bottom toe off the ground. So that's going to get you a deeper pull in that hamstring. In that inner thigh. You want to be cautious because it is a small and fine muscle group. It is very easy to pull it. So again, hips back into the side, and I'm going to make sure that I'm feeling it right here. Drive back up. Alternate. Hips back into the side, keeping my neutral spine. Even though I am going down, I'm keeping a neutral spine as I do so. Again, neutral spine as I do so. I'm sliding down only because I have socks on and it's safer. Make sure you're feeling it in your inner thigh. Make sure your core is engaged through the whole entire thing. And make sure you're breathing. Inhale down. Exhale, drive up. Two more on each side. Inhale down. Exhale, drive up. Last two, guys. Inhale down. Exhale, drive up. And final one here. All right, guys. Catch your breath. We're going to end off with our toe touch squats. So I'm going to layer this. So I'll start off basic, and we'll gradually progress to something a little more chaotic. Let's just put it as. So your starting position. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're going to start with a basic hip hinge. So butt goes back. Have your hands come down. So right here. When my hands are slightly closer to the ground, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition into my squat. You want to hold this position. What I'm doing with my elbows is prying my knees apart and keeping my upper back straight. From here, my hands come up and I stand up. So let's go together. Hip hinge, hands come down into your squat. Pry your knees apart, keep that chest up. Hands come up, and you want to drive up. Again, breathe, inhale down. Exhale into your squat. Inhale, exhale, drive up. Let's go two more times, and we're going to add another layer to that. So hip hinge, down into your squat. Pry your knees apart. Hands come up, and you stand up. One final one. Again, hip hinge, down into your squat. Chest is nice and high when you pry your knees apart. Hands come up, and you stand up. All right, guys. So that basic one that we just did, I'm going to add another layer to it. It's not going to get too chaotic for today. So follow along, hip hinge. From here, your hands come down just the way we did it into your squat. So here, I'm going to look over my right shoulder. Come back. Look over my left shoulder. Come back. Hands up, you stand up. So we're adding some rotation in our thoracic spine. So hip hinge. Down into your squat. Chest is up. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Look over your left shoulder. Good. Hands come up. You stand up. One final one, guys, and we're all done. Hip hinge. Down into your squat. Look over your right shoulder. Keep prying those knees apart. Left shoulder. Hands up. Come up. Very nice, guys. Let's end off with a couple deep breaths. I know that might have elevated our heart rate just a little bit. So in our standing position, feet are going to be hip distance apart. Let's take our first deep breath in. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Second one in. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last and final deep breath. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this felt good and you guys learned something new out of it. Again, thank you for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day.